Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about how strong Itachi is. Itachi is a hard person to talk about in this kind of video because of his illness, and people will call you an Itachi tard. But before I start the video, I just wanted to say that Itachi would smack Jiraiya up below difficulty, but he would lose to Madara, but it would be a good fight to watch though. So we're going to go over the different types of Itachi. So first we should start with the Book of Daylight. In this book, on page 28, we find out that even at a young age he had great mastery over chakra control. We know this because during the Nine Tails attack, Itachi, Sasuke and their mother Makoto were about to be crushed by a rock that the book describes to be large enough to be able to crush the three of them. Itachi gave Sasuke to his mum, then he leapt up and destroyed the enormous rock. The book says he kneaded his chakra into his fist and destroyed the rock. So at the age of 5 he could do the sort of thing that Sakura and Tsunade can do, but not to the extent to which they can. But at this point he wasn't even in the ninja academy and lacked ninja training. Even his Jonin mother thought it was impressive he could do it at such a young age, because the book says his mother was Jonin, which was precisely why she was amazed at his instantaneous action. Later on in the book, when he is in the academy, his class do a training exercise where they have to run around and throw kunais at different targets. All of the class do it in about 5 minutes, but on Itachi's go it takes him 30 seconds. His teacher was so shocked that he forgot to call out the next name, and then Itachi took a second look at the targets, and he gets annoyed because he could have shaved 5 seconds off his time. He then goes to finish the academy in 4 months. As a genin, he was on a mission to escort the daimyo to the village, but during the mission, Obito attacked them. He used a genjutsu on Itachi, 2 of the Guardian Shinobi 12, a jonin and 2 genin, one of them being a genjutsu specialist. One of the genin, the jonin, and the 2 Guardian Shinobi 12 were put under the genjutsu, and the only 2 to not be affected by it was Itachi and the genjutsu specialist. But you may be like, well, Itachi's one of the best genjutsu users, but at this time he hadn't even unlocked the Sharingan. This was when Obito then killed one of his teammates, and this is when Itachi unlocks his Sharingan. A year later, Itachi takes the Chunin exam on his own because he got a special request from Danzo to let him take it. In the written exam, he got the second highest results behind Minato, who then went on and became Hokage, and then in the Forest of Death, he got the fastest time to complete it, and he was on his own when everyone else was in a 3-man cell, and he took out one of the 3-man cells to get the other scroll to complete it. Then, in the one-on-one fights, he puts someone under a genjutsu and makes it seem like he is killing him every time he closes his eye, which makes the person quit, and Itachi didn't have to fight anyone else, so he became a Chunin. He then, after only being a Chunin for 5 months, gets a special request from Danzo again to become an Army Black Ops member. To do so, he has to take out an army member that was betraying the Leaf. Now, this army member had 1 Byakugan and knew the Gentle Fist, while also being much older than Itachi. So he was allowed to bring another person to help him, which he chooses Shisui, and they take him out with relative ease. He then becomes an army captain a year before he was actually allowed to. He then was handpicked to kill his clan at the age of 14. He overpowered Orochimaru, who was one of the strongest people at the time, and then toyed with Deidara while recruiting Deidara to the Akatsuki. He'd done all of that before he was 18. From this alone, we can say he is a high Jonin, maybe even Kage level, because both Orochimaru and Deidara are shown to be Kage level, because Orochimaru was the candidate to become Hokage and he killed the 3rd Hokage, Hiruzen, while Deidara successfully captured and killed Gaara, who was the 5th Kazekage. First fight we see of him was against Kakashi, Kurenai and Asuma, where he weaves hand signs faster than Kakashi's 3 Tomo Sharingan could see. He can make exploding shadow clones, and he can also use water-style jutsus. We also see him resist another genjutsu by Kurenai, who is a genjutsu master. He then turns the tables and puts her under one. And then this is the first time we see Tsukuyomi, which is still one of the most powerful genjutsus up till the end of the series. And he uses it on Kakashi, which makes him not be able to walk until Tsunade, who is one of the best medical ninjas of all time, fixes the trauma that has been done to his mental state. A little later on, while trying to find Naruto, they get into a clash with Jiraiya. Jiraiya uses a jutsu where it makes everything around them turn into a fire toad stomach, where no one has escaped from. Itachi and Kisame decide to flee, and this is where we see Amaterasu for the first time, that breaks through the toad's stomach, and allows them to escape. The people who say they run away because both Itachi and Kisame were scared to fight Jiraiya are just dumb, because Itachi overpowered Orochimaru, who is the strongest Sannin. And do you know who else is a Sannin? Jiraiya. Jiraiya's a Sannin. So saying both Itachi and Kisame couldn't beat him is just stupid to say. He then, with 30% of his chakra, can only be hit by both Kakashi and Naruto going at him at the same time. He also shows that you just need to look at his finger to be put under a genjutsu. This shows how strong he is because he already has really low chakra from his illness. And the last fight before he dies is the one against Sasuke, which is my favourite fight and probably a lot of your favourite fights, where he is almost blind, he has his illness that almost killed him, and he wasn't trying to kill Sasuke. He moved so fast that it looked like he teleported to Sasuke. He overpowered Sasuke's sword with just a kunai, and then he uses Amaterasu and fills the massive Uchiha hideout with it. Shows off his Susanoo, which Zetsu describes when Itachi is using it, he is invincible, because he has the Yadamir, which can't be destroyed, and then he has the Totsuka blade, which can seal someone away inside it, and traps them in a never-ending genjutsu. While on his deathbed, Sasuke uses a jutsu that moves at the speed of lightning, and Itachi was still fast enough to react to it, which shows that he is at minimum the speed of lightning. He then gets reanimated, and this is where we see his true strength. He is swapping hands with KTM-1 Naruto, which is after we just seen him outspeed the 4th Raikage. He was one of the 2 people to break out of Kabuto's control over him using Kato Matsukami, and he saves Bia Naruto from being blitzed by Nagato. Itachi figures out the weakness for Chibaku Tensei in a couple seconds and then seals Nagato away. And in this last fight we don't get to see his true strength because both him and Kabuto are holding back. Because Itachi doesn't want to kill Kabuto, otherwise he wouldn't be able to stop the reanimation jutsu, but he was able to fight against Sage Kabuto and then put him under Izanami that almost ended the war. Now I think that Itachi is one of the strongest ninjas of all time. If he was Hokage, I would put him as the 4th strongest, that's including when Naruto is Kage, and he is the 3rd strongest Akatsuki member just behind Nagato and Obito. But if Itachi didn't have his illness, he would be the 2nd strongest Akatsuki member, and maybe even 3rd strongest Kage, but that's just my opinion. If you don't agree, tell me why in the comments, and tell me where you would put him. Now that's all for the video, and I think in my next one I'm going to be telling you guys how strong Minato is. Like and subscribe and do all that, and see ya, bye.